Go right ahead.
I'm Julie Casto.
Hi, I'm Alex. Gene.
We're from Parkersburg, West Virginia, and in the last year, since July, we've done 14 deals.
Cool. We got a video on you, don't you? You're in our contest, aren't
Yeah.
you? Okay. All right. And where you live?
Parkersburg, West Virginia.
14 deal. What kind of deals?
Mostly lease purchase or subject tos.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Let's don't skip anybody going down now.
My name is Jason Worms.
Okay.
Jason Worms.
What? Leave the mic on, guys. Kicking in and out on us. Go ahead.
This is on now.
Is that on now? We're going back to this end.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
We're Christy.
How's that off? Does this really have to work like this?
It works now.
This is not going to work, Nick. Get those mics working. And I might point out, it would have been good if they were tested ahead of time. Can you hold that like that?
Sure,
All right.
absolutely. We're Christy and Casey Spear. We're from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we've grown very rapidly in the last year, so I'll let Casey tell you an overview of our deals.
Hold it down below your mouth. There you go.
We've had 25 properties, and we're doing lease purchases, subject tos, and wholesale flips, retail flips, and so forth.
In the past year,
Owner finance, work for equity.
all of it. Done any rehabs?
Yes.
How many?
Well, we're working on about probably 10 right now.
Okay, good. Come on up so they can see.
I'm David Groover, and this is Deborah Groover. We're from Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah? Okay.
Yes, sir. In the last year, we've done about 33.
Wow.
Prior to that, we've been doing it a long time, but you did kind of make us think outside the box.
Yeah.
So we were pretty much traditional real estate investors, had to go get a loan, signed a lot of guarantee we'll pay kind of things. We've been doing, of those 33, only about, I guess there's been about 8 or so lease purchases, some owner finance, but even of those 33, most are pretty traditional.
So now the brakes are off, no more banks involved, huh?
Sir?
No more banks involved now. You can do as many as you want, right?
No, we haven't messed with a bank in a long time, but private lenders, a lot of those, but
Yeah.
not banks for a while.
Okay. Very nice. Step forward so we can see you when you talk.
Hi, my name is Michael Kohler. I'm from Troutman, North Carolina.
Okay? Just hold it down a little, Mike. So.
I'm not too loud now.
No, just hold it down. That's it. That's it.
North Carolina, and I've done pretty much everything, work for equity, owner finance, lease purchase, and rehab and flips, and also partnering with another investor.
How many have you done last year?
11.
11.
I like that the best, the partnering. He does the work, I provide the funding.
I like
And
those.
I like those, yeah. I could do
I used to be
hundreds
on the
of-
other end of that. They
Yep.
call that the mouse and the elephant. The mouse does the work, the elephant puts up the money.
And I forgot, sorry to interrupt, I like cash flow, so I keep a lot of them as rentals and get the cash flow that way.
Keep some of the geese alive.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Oh, great. I'm Dixie Decker. This is Brandon Dickman. We're business partners.
Where you live?
Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
So, we both have been rehabbing and building new construction for years. Last year in October, my birthday, we came to a free seminar, then Quick Start in Chicago. Since then, we began doing subject tos, wholesaling, assignments, lease options.
Wow.
The whole bit. It was just him and I doing our business in October, and since then we've hired on 5 new people.
Gee whiz.
We have 110 tenants in queue right now. We're working on 3.
What's that mean, in queue?
Between students and our lease options now, we have 110 tenants. So we had maybe 20 tenants last year, and we've grown substantially this year.
Nice.
And we don't have a dollar of our own money involved in anything.
Also nice.
So.
Does he get to say anything?
No, ever. And she's always right. Lynette established that in Branson.
Not true.
I understand.
We've raised a little over $4 million in private money.
Cool.
So
Nice.
that's what I do.
Hi, I'm Delinda Harrelson. I'm also from North Carolina. I'm a full-time rehabber. Been doing it over a decade.
I'm one of those people that Ron talks about, caught up in the minutia, control freak. That's why I'm here. I've never done sub-2, rent-to-owns, or anything creative. It's always been raising a lot of cash, buying cash, retailing. So I'm completely burnt out and miserable. But I'm really good at what I do, so that's why I'm here, because I'm trying to transition out of what I do and get more into the sub-2s. Did 15 flips this year. Most of my houses are 1890 built to 1920, so it's the hardest, crazy, stupidest thing you can do, but I'm obsessed with it, even though I'm burnt out. Weird. So that's what I'm here for, is to transition out.
Come here.
No.
Come here.
I'm scared of you.
Come here.
I know.
Healed.
I know.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not the only one in this room. There are other addicts.
Pass the mic. You've talked enough. Come on up.
I'll take it next for a reason on this side. Well, my name's Gabriel Hackman. I'm from Pembroke Pines, Florida, Fort Lauderdale area. I've got the identical, similar story. Well, I come from a realtor background. I've got my 10th rehab tomorrow, closing actually. So
Really?
I'm here
What are
to
you gonna
learn
make?
for the rest of
What are you going to make?
What's that?
What are you going to make?
On this one?
On the one you're closing tomorrow.
70 to 75 G's. If
No
I rehab
kidding.
it. But if I...
Oh, you're buying it tomorrow. You're not selling it.
buying it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll make about 70, 75 G's, but if I flip it like wholesale, I'll make about 25-ish or so.
Which one are you going to do?
I'm kind of sticking to the rehab, but
Okay. I got no problem with
but
that.
I'm here to learn the rest of it. That's really what I'm here for.
I'm going to show you, I might show you one. I rehab them. In fact, I got one I just started yesterday. Just yesterday. We just agreed on it yesterday. I ought to tell you what I did, though. I actually traded the guy 2 houses for the rehab. You want to know more about that, don't you? Okay. Not now. Yes, sir.
G'day, I'm Colin. I'm from Australia. I kind of came over here 5 years ago when the market first crashed. Started buying houses. My first 3 months, I kind of made about $240,000 on holidays. I thought there's a possibility here that I like it. So I started coming back and forwards for 3 months at a time because it was all I was allowed to be here. About 2 years ago, I met a beautiful lady in Florida and married her. So I'm now here full time, so I have to make more money. She's actually sleeping in, so I can get away with that. But I buy and flip houses. I find there's a lot of opportunity out there. People don't put the effort in to do what it really takes to do it. They talk about it, but they miss the opportunity.
Yeah.
I came here to learn different strategies because I just see lots and lots of potential.
Cool. We just want to hear you talk, man.
Okay.
Okay. He talks funny, doesn't he? All right. Go
My
ahead.
name is Manuel Segura. I'm from Edwardsville, Illinois, Metro St. Louis area, and my partner, Ralph French.
We've done about 24 deals in the last year and a half since with Ron. First one was an Axe, then Subject 2s, and bought an REO, and selling them all lease purchase or contract work for equity.
Go ahead and hand them out. We got a video on you too, don't we, Ralph? I do. Okay, you're in the contest. All right.
My name's Patrick Clapp from Sunapee, New Hampshire. I am a 2013 PPG member. I did 16 deals in 2013, made over $500,000. I've done about 5 so far this year.
Move it down a little bit, Pat. There you
5
go.
so far this year. And it's a combination of lease options, rehabs, buy and holds.
What's your average profit?
On a rehab is more than 50.
50? North of 50?
Lease options, we do more for cash flow.
Yeah, got it.
And we have some buy and holds. We did a college rental this year that clears over $4,000 a month in cash flow.
Nice.
So we do a combination of everything.
All right. Did I miss somebody back there? Come on, you can't hide in the back now. Come on up front.
Good morning. My name is Russ Lava from the Pittsburgh, PA area. Normally do about 10 or 15 properties a year part-time. I have another consulting business that I run as well. They're anywhere from subject to lease options, wholesales, work for equity, pretty much whatever shows up, we process it and take it from there.
Cool. You did 15?
Usually about.
Part-time?
Part-time.
All right.
Excuse me. I'm Jim Hill. Ooh, I'm Jim Hill from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Ah, you know my brother?
I know Dave. I
Okay,
sure do.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll
My
be
wife
here.
Susie's out there. She's filming me. So there you go. We've done about 70, a little over 70 deals in the past, I think, 6 or 7 years, something like that.
70?
70. We're on the slow plan. We do about one a month. Prior to the Dodd-Frank, we were buying junkers from realtors on MLS, and we'd buy them between $5,000 and $10,000, and we would sell them about 4 times that amount on owner finance.
Well, owner finance, well, Dodd-Frank didn't stop that.
No.
It just kind of changed it for us. We have that's why
Not
we're here to
much.
learn something about
Not
that.
much.
Okay,
Not much.
we're gonna find out.
Okay.
We've
Well,
done subject tos, lease options, assignments, just various
all that,
different
huh?
things. Yes.
Okay. How many did you do last year?
About 12 last year.
Well,
We average one a month.
One a month, okay.
Yeah.
Part-time?
Part-time. Still work a full-time job.
Amy.
I'm Susan Ortiz. I'm about
Susan.
30, 40 minutes down the road, Central Florida, Polk City. Some of you local folks might know where that is. I do a retail, wholesale hybrid. I have a lot of rehabbers, and a lot of times even wholesalers bring me their stuff. I send the rehabbers by, they look at it, give them the code. They might buy the house and I may never see it, so I see it after I close it. Sometimes I come and look at it when they're ready to sell it to someone else. So, and then I also wholesale. So I buy it cheap so that I can have some money on the table to sell it to someone else. Because I used to write mortgages, so a lot of the retailers come to me because I know what it takes to get what house is good for what type of purpose they're going to use it for.
You rehab more or wholesale more?
No, I don't do rehabs, don't like that. I let other people stick to that.
Okay.
I sell it to other people who do that.
How many did you do last year?
About 16.
16? What's your average profit?
About 10.
About 10?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, good. Amy?
Good morning, everyone. I want to take a little bit of, after Lynette and Brian, we're the John and Amy couple. So, hello, everyone. We're from Stamford, Connecticut.
I'm John Martin. Good morning. Let me just kind of start. We really started in real estate after retired from an IT career. Amy took the first dip into that. We came on with Ron right at the end of last year.
Yes.
Correct? We had a few buy and holds. We had a large commercial project we were working on. And then we went into the program. We had the Wolves as our mentors. Woo, woo! Lynette, I tried.
John, that was
tried,
sick.
Lynette. With that training, we started off with the owner financing.
Owner financing that turned into 3 deals. And
3
then,
deals. And
we'll have more on it
Amy,
later.
they can't hear you.
Oh.
Our first owner financing came out of that, which led to 3 properties, and then we're going to talk to you later this afternoon, but we got another 7, and we finished a rehab last December, and so we're about around 14 properties within just...
And you're not even a year old yet, are you?
No.
No. And in fact, we just finished our 6-month training. And we were kind of shocked because we were kind of looking at the numbers going, this stuff works.
So we committed. We said we're all in. We're followers. We're true believers. It works.
Good for you.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. Good to have you. Who next?
Hello,
Get one that works.
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Hold it close.
My name is Mike Johnson from Melbourne, Florida, and I'm doing lease options, subject twos, and having a great time doing it, building my monthly income. I'm going to double it in the next year again, thanks to Ron and all his teaching.
How many did you do last year, Mike?
There were probably, I didn't know, I'm not sure, 11, I think.
Okay.
I got to count them. Almost one a month.
Okay.
I'm Rob Special. I started in this business about a year and a half ago. I kind of had to. We were broke and we needed money. So
sense of urgency helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That fire underneath the butt. We didn't do very many deals the first year. We did about 3 or 4, and then we started kicking in. I work with my wife. She actually has a full-time job, so she holds us down while I kind of get in the trenches. All I've been doing is really MLS junkers. I came here to learn more strategies and try to make a business out of this, get some automation advice, and really build a strong, solid business. So I did about 15 deals in the past, a little less than 15 deals in the past year and a half, and my average profit was about $7,000 to $10,000 per deal.
Okay.
Actually, I just closed on 2 of them last week, and I made a little over $30,000.
Nice. So you made 30,000 last week?
last week. And I have another one closing next week for 20,000.
Well, you can buy us all dinner tomorrow night. Can't you? Where do you want to eat, guys? I know, not here, right? No.
Hi, my name is Heather Olson, and I came from Canada.
Canadian import.
Yeah. Yeah, Ron turned my snowbirding into a really fun new career. I worked in the movies for 18 years. I was a grip, and I worked on all the biggest movies you can imagine and TV series that everyone's heard of.
So what's a grip?
Oh, it's a very specific job because it's not in any other field. It's only in movies and television in the USA and Canada. We do all the shaping of the light, so it's very artistic. So we create the illusion of reality because we'll have over 50 light sources on a film set, which is not what you have in real life. We'll do movement of camera. Every time you see a camera move, I built that dolly track. I push the dolly. That's what I control. I do safety of everyone on set. I do all the rigging, and I control over $1 million worth of equipment, order it in, make sure it's safe for everyone, do all that math. So this is easy.
Yeah.
And since Ron recommended getting involved in local groups, I have done that, and now I run 2 huge real estate exchanger organizations, and I love it. So
Which city?
now mainly Sarasota, but I actually bought houses in 5 different states, so anywhere. And I've got over 60 deals right now that I'm open to partner or JV or do anything with. I've done everything except go to a bank for money.
Well, you come a long ways. I remember first time you showed up. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Barry Sandhouse and my son Eric. We're local here in the Orlando area. We did about 12 homes last year. Renovated, I think, 4 of them. Most of them were wholesale. We've done a lot of HUD homes that we've been successful wholesaling them. And we're now, and we got back in, I think it was 99, we received your book. You had an ad on the radio, $4.95 just for the postage, send the book out. And I think it was The Quick Turn, was that the name of the book?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And immediately went out and found the house and haven't stopped since then.
Nice. So
I think I have all of your courses.
So you haven't been to our training yet?
We're signed up to come in December. My son and I, we met you up at Robbins a few weeks
You
about
want
a
to wait
month
till
or two ago.
December for?
No, it was for our scheduling. It just worked out. Because we wanted to come to Jacksonville. We didn't want to trip.
Okay, I got it.
Hi, my name is Priscilla. This is my husband, Fernando. We're from Palm Bay, Florida. And we've done about 20 transactions in the past year, everything from rehabbing to wholesaling to lease options. And once we saw the work for equity program, we no longer wanted to do any rehabs anymore. So
We are going to talk about that before we leave.
Yes, and we also did a wholesaling. That was our last wholesale deal. But I remember that I had a house that we could do a quick $8,000, and then I knew about lease option. I knew about you, so I went online and signed up in the Gold Club site just to download the forms. And so I signed up and said, "Oh, this is gonna cost me $59." Oh, okay. I got the forms, and we turned that $8,000 wholesale deal into a $28,000 2-year deal. So
nice. That was a pretty good $59 investment, wasn't
yes.
it?
Yes. So, but the funny thing is that I realized that you could do it for $1 after. I said, "Oh man." So I'm really happy.
That was only a 30-day trial.
Yeah. I'm really happy to be a member, and you made me a lot of money, so thank you very much.
You are welcome very much. Oh, did you? All right.
No, I knew about Ron before you told me.
Who do we miss? Who do we miss? All right, go ahead.
All right, round 2.
Round 2.
My name is Jason Wims. I've been with Ron since 1999.
99?
Yes.
Wow,
I met you
old.
in New Jersey back in 1999.
Okay.
I do a little bit of everything. I like to say I'm a real estate vulture. I'll take anything. Average deal is about 40 to 50,000 right now. I do a lot of short sales.
What kind of deal are you talking about?
Short sales.
So 40 or 50 you get on short sale deals?
Yeah, I usually negotiate it with the bank, get them to take a discount, and then either my preference is to wholesale it, or to rehab it.
So you're making 40 grand wholesaling short sale deals, or rehabbing?
40 to 50. If I'm rehabbing it, it's probably going to be 60 to 70.
60 to 70 rehab.
Wholesaling it is usually about 40 to 50.
Where do you live?
I live in Smyrna, Delaware.
Delaware.
Yes.
Okay. What's a median price house where you live?
Bread and butter zone, first time home buyers about 200 or less.
200 less.
200,000 or less.
All right. So how many did you do last year?
I usually average 10 to 20 deals a year.
10 to
give or
20
take.
deals. All right. Okay. Good. Who did I miss? Everybody get on there? All right. I'm going to ask some questions for you as a group now. All right.
Sorry, I had to take the opportunity.
Let me teach you what I learned on the cruise about that camera. If you take a selfie, your resolution is 1/3 of it is with a camera on the other side. Just so you guys know. You have iPhone questions, just come see me. All right. Here's some questions for you. How many of you rehab houses? Raise your hands. Rehab houses, okay? If you rehab houses, would you step forward? All right. Of those of you who rehab houses, how many of you have an average net profit of 25 or more? Okay. 35 or more. All right. 50 or more. 1, 2, 3, 3, okay, 4. All right. So of those of you who rehab houses, how many of you do more than 6 a year? Okay. How many of you do more than 12 a year? Rehabs? All right. Nice. We have Robin here. Robin's the rehab queen. You all probably know that. So make sure you have a chance to talk to her, and probably want to, if you're not a Robin fan already, you might want to get to know Robin. She is very good at doing that. By the way, I'm doing some rehabs myself. Have done several lately. Just sold a couple, in fact, that we renovated. If I get a chance, I'll show you some of those. Okay, how many of you have done axe deals? Okay. Profit on your axe deal. Who's got 20 or more? 20 or more. None of you got more than 20? Then you're all doing axe deals on small price, low, cheap stuff, right? Okay. How many of you got 10 or more? 10 or more. Come on, all of you should have more than 10. What are you guys making on your axe deals? Huh? 7, 15, 10. We got to get that ante raised. I won't even mess with a deal with less than 10 in it, and that don't excite me much. And you should have the same attitude. It's just as easy to make 25 or 30 as it is 10, guys. So we'll work on that. Okay? You get to pick your own price range. All right? Buying with, how many of you have bought a house with owner financing? Cool. How many of you have sold a house with owner financing? All right? And then how many of you bought a house subject to? Okay, for those of you sitting that don't know what that means they took over the debt, the loan stayed in the seller's name, but title transferred to them with no personal liability whatsoever. Okay? And how many of you wholesale houses? All right. We're going to put a stop to that. Sort of. Okay. Who's full-time and don't do anything but buy and sell houses as a business? All right. Who's part-time and have another job or business on the side? Okay. Of you ones that are part-time, do you have plans on becoming full-time? Could I get a mic down here? Part-timers. Just raise your hand. Do you intend to become full-time? Means you just don't have another job or vocation. That's what it means. Doesn't mean you work full-time.
Yes.
Yes?
I'm in machinery sales, brokering machinery, stone, glass, metal. And as soon as I find a replacement for myself, I want to get into real estate full-time so I can work.
So is that your business that you own?
Yeah.
Machinery thing?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Well, that's probably a smart thing to do. Get somebody else in there instead of closing it down or sell it.
Yeah, so
All
I can work full-time for 2 hours a day.
Got it.
in real estate.
This working crap ain't what it's cracked up to be, is it? All right, who else?
I'm still a full-time realtor, and I totally hate it now.
Well, then why do you do it?
Referrals, I keep getting referrals and I don't want them anymore.
Well, you can have a license without practicing real estate as a realtor.
Yeah, but you know, when past clients keep sending you referrals, it's kind of hard to tell them to go
But
away.
are you remaining as a realtor because of the income?
Yeah, I'm not totally ready to let it go just because
it.
I did it for 11 years and it's just.
I got it. I got it. So you're trapped into it. Yeah. You remind me of all the doctors that come into our system, all the years they spend, can't get out. Right, Doc? Huh? I'm sitting beside one right here. Huh? Got all this money invested in it, all these years, have a hard time breaking loose from that. But you're doing the right thing. Go out and make a lot of money doing this, and then you can decide whether you want to keep doing that. Ralph?
I'm still a full-time computer engineer, a part owner of the company, and working to sell the company.
All right. You want to do full-time. Certainly capable of doing it anytime you want. You just want to get this company sold first so you don't lose it, right?
Right.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. Who else part-time wants to be full-time? Way down here.
I'm still a full-time computer technician, and I can retire next year, so I'm real close to that. Which is why
Golden
I'm still-
handcuffs? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If you can retire next year, why would you quit now? That would be foolish, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Huh?
That's what I try to tell my wife.
Meaning you get a retirement income, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. How many of you have a office outside of your home? Okay. And, of course, all of you have an office inside of your home? All right. How many of you have employees? All right. Who has more than 3? 5? How many? 7. 7 employees? Are they all real estate employees? Doing real estate stuff? Did you get a mic? Who's got the mic? Okay. Tell us what all these employees do.
We have one gal that's basically my assistant. We have another that does all of our design for our marketing. We have one that does our marketing distribution. And I also have an assistant on the sales side to work with my buyers. We have another guy who basically just keeps us digital, scanning and labeling and filing stuff. That's intense. And we have a project coordinator and a project manager as well for our rehabs. So, and then everybody kind of does everything to pitch in, and everybody's our assistant all the time, maybe. Kind of that thing.
What's your monthly payroll?
A lot less than we make.
That was kind of a smart-ass answer, but it worked. Okay. It is the right answer, isn't it? All right. So in other words, you don't know is what you're trying to say, right?
We have an assistant that will tell me.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, yeah, we have a bookkeeper, too, on staff in the office. Forgot about
However,
that's important.
However, should you know these numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we probably do. I'm just drawing a blank right now.
Okay.
On the spot.
So when you started, though, you didn't have these employees. How long have you been doing it?
Well, we've been both rehabbing individually or doing new construction since 2000. In 2010, we partnered up, and then just last year, your Chicago seminar was my birthday present from him.
Nice.
What a great birthday present. I don't know if he can top it in the future. So really in October is when we kicked off and we hired employees. So it was just us until then.
Wow. So
Yeah.
about a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, you're moving quickly, aren't you?
We're trying.
You know, one good thing about having 7 employees is that your ships are ablaze now. You got to go make the money to support the team.
Forward momentum all the time.
It's a sense of urgency for you. Okay, thank you. How many of you have quit your job in the last 12 months? All right. How many of you got fired in the last 12 months? Won't tell us. Okay, I got it. All right. How many of you did your first deal within your first 30 days? Well, first of all, how many of you have not been to my Quick Start School? Several of you. Wow. Can you imagine what it would be like if you knew what you were doing? Okay, how many of you that have been did your first deal within the first 30 days? Okay, within the first 60 days. Okay, within the first 90 days. Okay, longer. How long? Oh, that was 1999. Yeah. All right. Who else? Longer than 90 days? Everybody within 90 days? All right. How many of you were told you were foolish for being in this business? And how many of you were told that by somebody with your last name? Okay. All right. Aren't you glad you didn't listen to them? By the way, how many of you were told that by anybody that was making any money? Nobody. Oh, no. Okay. All right. How many of you felt like quitting? Felt like quitting? All right. How many of you have quit and then come back? Okay. How many of you think about quitting now? I'll get you, Peggy. Put your hand down, girl. All right. Who up here right now works with their spouse in their real estate business? Wow. Okay. How many of you do not work with your spouse? Okay. Who would rather not work than work with your spouse? Okay. Is both ways okay? Yeah. We can work with our spouses, but we cannot. Both ways work. In fact, in business management, we'd have a panel of people who work with their spouses and do our best to break them up and cause divorces and the like. But no, just kidding. Anyway, this is a business where you can work with your spouse and where you don't have to. How many of you have spouses that are employed doing something else and have a job? All right. How many of you have children at home? Children at home. Children at home. All right. And yet you still seem to do it with children running around, huh? Okay. Is anybody up there been, well, I know some of you have. How many of you been at this 1 year or less? 1 year or less since you came to me? Several. Amy, you've been at 1 year or less.
With you.
I said since you came to me. Yeah, since you came to me. All right, a few of you. And here you are standing up there. Great. Okay, I would like for you to share, whoever wants to now, this is optional, the biggest mistake that you've made in real estate so far. Well, we'll need mics for that. Y'all want to share one when you got the mic?
Putting on a tool belt.
What did you say?
Putting on a tool belt.
Putting on a tool belt.
Picking up the tools and
physically
doing the work.
Okay. You fired him? Good.
Well, she fired me and sent our other partner to Afghanistan. So, no more tools.
Perfect.
Buying several houses on the same lot at a great price in a war zone.
Buying houses in a war zone. Okay.
It's no longer a war zone, but
which means you probably pay too much for them was the real mistake, right?
well, there were 9 units for $60,000.
Now, I don't want all the details.
Well,
is the biggest
that's
mistake
why
you paid too much for them because they're in a war zone?
Say that again?
Is the biggest mistake you paid too much for them because they were in a war zone?
I don't think I paid too much. It's the war zone which kills it.
Well, I bought a lot of houses in a war zone, made a lot of money in war zones. But
what I wanted to say for the group is the price was very tempting. You know, it was less than $10,000 a unit, but you pay for it. So
well, okay, I got that.
Don't do it.
Well, I'm not going to say don't do it.
I say
because there's a lot of people going
I
very
stand
well.
by it. I'm on the podium now.
From a cash flow point of view, those are great deals. You don't want to rehab them or retail them, but from an ROI point of view, buying those cheap houses in war zones could actually be an entire business. Oh, yeah. Especially if you live someplace like Pittsburgh, where they're all in war zones. Okay, thank you. Next, biggest mistake.
I would have to say it's not being open to other strategies, being so focused at what I'm good at.
Yeah. Yeah, do the same thing day in and day out, and don't allow yourself to learn new stuff. That's very good. Amy?
One of the mistakes I wish I would have done is fire my GC a lot sooner than I did.
Your general contractor?
Yes.
Okay.
Women, listen to your gut. When something doesn't sound right or smell right, just
correct.
Go.
And men, listen to their gut.
When I first started out in this business, I took advice from someone who was in a different financial position than I was. Later on, I found out they basically bought their houses and they just held them until they sold them because they had unlimited monies. Well, that wasn't my position, so when I bought the house and after a year and a half later, selling it to get the highest price, that was not the right move for me.
Right.
So take advice, but make sure the person you take, it wasn't bad advice, it just wasn't the right advice for me.
Got it.
So sometimes good advice just isn't the good advice for you.
That is good advice. Good advice for you. Yeah.
I think my biggest mistake is not being as committed to this sooner than I.
Because you didn't have to.
No, I think I was scared, and once I realized what I was doing was helping people sell houses and helping people get into houses that otherwise couldn't get into the house.
Were you scared, or were you concerned that you were taking advantage of people?
I think a little bit of both. I felt like I didn't want to be a used car dealer.
Right.
And when I went to Jay Connor's conference, he basically taught me how that this is not that kind of operation. As you said earlier today, if you're doing something immoral, illegal, or wrong, don't use your name.
Right.
That's what really hit home.
Well, that's good. Some people do come into this thing think that they're taking advantage of it. In reality, you're doing them a huge service, but you won't know that till you're in the game.
Oh, we bought a house on a Friday. We sold it on Monday to a family. They were a 50-year-old couple, had 3 kids, had never owned a house, and they were just so blessed to have the house.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, now I'm just,
yeah.
I mean, I just can't wait to get back and, do it. And I think now what really bothers me is that I have to convince people to make a smart financial decision. I mean, people spend thousands of dollars on a car.
Yeah.
And not do the investment on a home, which is the biggest investment Americans will make. And it's just crazy that you have to convince people they can do this.
Common sense isn't all that common, is it?
No, it's not. No.
Okay. Thank you. That's good. Biggest mistake?
I would say that probably I'd have to agree with that gentleman because I started learning this in 1980, and in '84 I became a builder and made another big mistake by not getting an expert in whatever you're doing. I had an attorney who turned out to be an expert in criminal law instead of real estate development, which cost me over $1 million. But that $1 million is probably small compared to had I stuck with the investing on the side of the real estate since 1980. Hopefully I would have been an equal to you at this point.
So there's a couple of messages there. You.
Well, the message would be get an expert in whatever you do. We always, the analogy a lot of times you hear is, you don't go to a regular doctor or a surgeon if you need brain surgery or whatever. And this was a subdivision that I had bought, and and this attorney had 2 file cabinets of my own in his office, but they were for single families. And as soon as I bought a subdivision, he didn't know subdivision laws, and just by closing on the property, it rendered it illegal.
So you better get a good real estate attorney if you're going to do real estate?
Correct.
And you choose another one for divorce?
Well, I'm going on 35 years, so I haven't needed one of those.
And your second mistake was you started in 1980, but took too long to get going?
On and off. I didn't stay with it consistently.
No commitment?
Not a consistent, disciplined commitment.
Didn't get your head in the game quick enough, is what you're saying.
I did, but I went in the direction of being a builder for 11 years. I used the creative that I learned back in 1980, and in 83, 84, I became a builder through 95. And then when I lost all that money in 87 during the last recession, I buried my head, and I shouldn't have. I should have got right back on the horse.
Stuck your head in the sand.
That's what I did.
Which put your butt where? I got it.
It's no apply what you teach when I met you.
So you came and learned and then still went back home, did it your own way?
No. I have a lot of testosterone in me, so I got big cojones. I don't want to delegate. I want to do it myself.
Really?
So I'm still paying for that. I want to systemize my business. I want to systemize my business, and I want to learn or allow myself to delegate. So
well, here's some good advice. Just get out of the way and let her do it.
Do it.
Elect her the CEO, and
Sure.
you do what you're told, and it will work out really good.
All right.
You gonna do that?
Yeah, I can.
You swear? You understand this is going on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. poor guy. He'll never come up there again, will he? Okay.
I have actually 3 that I can think of.
All right, shoot. We're running out of time.
Some of these hit on them already. One, not sticking to the basics that you've taught. I had a deal that I was going to wholesale for $135,000 that I was going to make, and I made one little stupid mistake that was something I knew I shouldn't have did, but I did it anyway, and I lost the deal. So that still is kind of a thorn in the side for me.
Next.
Yeah, still $135,000 now. Big thing for me has been complacency, just being comfortable with my 10 to 20 deals a year. I only work about 3 hours a week. Everything I do is pretty systemized and automated. So
that's good.
Pushing myself to go to the next level of doing 40 deals a year instead of just
That's a problem for a lot of people that don't have to.
I can't remember what the other one was, but I think listening to people who don't understand what we do. Right. They think what we do, because we do it, I don't want to say creatively, but we do it differently than what they do it or what their understanding of it is.
Right. Taking advice from people who are not qualified to give it to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, everybody in this room is going to have to fight that off.
The complacency has been a big thing for me, though.
Okay. Anything on this end? Biggest mistake? We got to get going.
All right, I learned to not say no, and I made it a rule for my group too. Instead of saying no, now we just make a deal. We negotiate, and everyone lives through the whole thing. It's okay.
You mean saying no to who? Sellers?
To sellers, to other investors. Instead of when you get an offer saying no, counter.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It changed everything.
All right.
I think our biggest regret is we came to see you probably in 2003 for the first time and got into we'd been in the real estate business for probably about 10 years at that point. And we started doing your principles, and then I think it didn't work very well for us. We didn't have a mentor, and we didn't stick with it. And so we got away from it and kind of got lazy. Mm-hmm. And the biggest regret is Gene's been saying for the last probably 8 years, we need to go back and see Ron. So here we are. Now we came back and seen you back in July, and we've been going strong ever since.
Always need another dose of Ron, don't you?
Always need another dose of Ron. And another important thing that we learned is you got to have a good buyer's list. You really got to have that, and that has paid off for us.
And we've got that nut crack for you guys too. It's all automatic now. Got a system set up to take the calls for you, database set up, doing all that stuff for you.
I'll just make this really quick. I have 2. I was a computer programmer for a while, about 15 years, built websites and everything, and I just was a thinker brain. I just couldn't get out of my head. I had to study and get as much education as possible. And my dad walked up to me one day and he just said, look, you're going to read everything you want to read, but you can't make any money unless you step into the water and jump in. You just do it. And so I did, and that's when I started making money. So I would say my advice is just do it. Just take a chance.
They don't pay you for reading books, huh?
No, they don't. And then the other one is listen to your wife more often.
That was for you, ladies. That was for you. Okay. All right, guys, I want to know, anybody in here done a deal that's netted them more than $100,000 on a single deal, on a single house? Wow. Okay. 200 grand, 150, 100 and a quarter, 150? Really? On one house? 175. That's a nice deal. You know, that's more than most people in the room make in 3 or 4 months? Huh? Nice. Okay. All right. How many of you here have become a millionaire with real estate? Raise your hands. All right. Nice. How many of you in the room intend to become a millionaire within the next 12 months? All right. Okay. All right. Well, I am out of questions for you, so I am going to turn you loose here. I will take a couple from the audience if you guys wish to shout them out to me. Anybody have questions for them? Yes? Got to speak it. $175,000 profit. Was it a house or what?
Was it a house? Was it an apartment? What was
It was a single-family house that I did a short sale on, and I rehabbed it.
What did you sell it for? What was the price? What was the ARV on it?
200.
200. And you not the ARV?
Yeah.
After repair value?
Yeah, it was a house that, long story short, it was a subject to that I did a lease purchase on. I wound up taking it back. I sold it to someone, wound up taking it back, did a short sale on it, rehabbed it.
So you sold it twice?
Correct.
Altogether, you made $175 on it?
Correct.
Hey, I can understand that. I've had a couple of houses where I made more on them than they are worth. Yeah. What's your favorite marketing tool to find what? Buyers or sellers? Buyers. And sellers.
Yellow letters and signs.
How many of you use yellow letters? Okay. Got a brand new yellow letter source right outside the building. How many of you, well, you all run ads, right, online? Okay. Craigslist. How many of you have a vehicle with a sign on it? Okay. Hey, by the way, my truck's in the parking lot. You see my truck? It's gorgeous, isn't it? Every time they crank it up, they got to spend money on it. Coming down here, I had a flat tire, so I got 4 new tires now. I told Jennifer, you need to borrow my truck more often. All right, so what else you guys do? Anybody do any? Bandit signs. Signs in front of the house, of course, meaning bandit signs. All right. By finding sellers. We talked about that. Finding buyers, what do you do? Anything special? Run ads online. Okay, I got all of that. Cindy Dumeyer will be talking about that, finding buyers and sellers online while she's here. Any other questions? Yes?
Have you found your location to be a part of your success in your business?
Have you found your location to be a part of your success, where you live? No? How many of you think it matters where you live? As far as real estate goes. Doesn't make a difference? It works everywhere, doesn't it? Yeah. It works everywhere except where you live. Where do you live? Long Island, New York. We got some New Yorkers in here? Got some New Yorkers up here? No? Okay. Do people own houses on Long Island? Do they need to sell them on Long Island? But are they a different breed of people on Long Island? Yeah. They're downright nasty, aren't they? Huh? All you got to do is find the ones who need to sell and eliminate all the rest and quit worrying about them. By the way, do you all have the same problems where you live? Okay. Are many of the sellers you talk to a waste of your time? Yes. By the way, good news about Long Island is when you do them, they're 6 figures. In fact, I'll talk about that in my next session. I like the high-end houses. And I've got one in Connecticut, one in Rhode Island right now under contract. All right, one more. What's wrong with this side? No more? Okay. Yeah. Got one over here. Where? Oh, how many leads you need for a seller? That's, you need 20 leads. Anybody know how many FSBO leads you need to get a seller? About 10. Anybody else? 10? Anybody else? 15 to 20? For sellers. Property information sheets. Don't know?
Yeah, almost every offer I put in gets accepted now because I negotiate until it gets accepted.
But you don't get every lead sheet you get is not a deal. So how many lead sheets do you need to get a deal?
I am negotiating to buy nearly every house right now. It's the selling that I don't necessarily do on every house. So,
I don't believe you. I think you made that up, Heather. Yeah.
I've been an electrician in Brevard County for 50 years. And after listening to these people up here, next year I'm going to be up here.
Pass them around. I'm giving everybody a pair of sunglasses, but these are not just ordinary sunglasses. They say LeGrand right there. These are special. All right. I want you to give them all a warm round of applause. Show them your love for helping us out here. Thank you very, 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 very much.